We are starting. Let me first tell you that today's the talk is with reference to HR as a career choice for transitioning officers of the uniformed services. It's a very compelling pathway to capitalize on their unique skills, leadership experiences, and dedication to service. With a background steeped in teamwork, discipline, and adaptability, we as armed forces veterans bring a wealth of transferable skills to HR roles, making them valuable assets to organizations seeking to cultivate diverse and resilient teams. Embracing the principles of HR allows veterans to continue their commitment to supporting and empowering others, while also embarking on a fulfilling and impactful civilian career path that aligns with their values and expertise. Good evening. I am Group Captain Manish Sharma, an Indian Air Force veteran. Having served the organization in various capacities, including administration, HR, finance, and IT, for 35 years, I have now started a financial consultancy where we guide individuals on management of personal finance, including investments, risk management, and compliances. We also provide management, compliances, and accounting services to businesses as well. Today with me is Lieutenant Colonel Mayur Ambasht, who is an alumni of National Defence Academy, Pune, and Indian Military Academy, Dehradun. He was commissioned into the 10th Battalion of the Mechanized Infantry Regiment in December 1999. He served in various appointments in the field and peace, including a UN mission in Sudan, where he commanded 200 troops with 30 tanks in the midst of an intense civil war in South Sudan. During his military career, spanning 20 years, he's operated in Jammu and Kashmir, where he was deployed in intense counterinsurgency operations for 3 tenures. Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Africa. His career in Indian Army encompassed roles including operations, HR, training, administration, and financial management. He is an MBA from Narsi Monji Institute of Management Studies. He hung his uniform in February 2020 and has been employed as head HR Hyosung TNS since April 2020 at Mumbai. He has been instrumental in creating an efficient system and a conducive and happy environment for his team. Apart from being a committed HR professional, he is also an avid blogger and passionately exposes the cause of veteran hiring. He has successfully launched initiatives to organize and network veterans to further their placements and growth after their transition from boots to suits, as he calls. He is a prolific content creator on social media and pursues reinforcing brand veteran through these channels. I welcome Lieutenant Colonel Mayur.
Thank you, sir. Privilege being here.
As we understand, it's very important for professional development and getting into additional training for armed forces officers pursuing a career or wanting to pursue a career in HR. What are the resources available to support that transition, and what specific training or certifications would you recommend for these people when they are pouring into the HR domain?
You are talking of upskilling and education, sir.
Exactly, sir.
Okay. So, sir, I always give emphasis on going for MBA HR, and that too from nothing less than top 25 colleges in the country. And last but not the least, an offline mode on campus. Primarily because I have a firm belief that it is not only the HR that you need to learn to get into HR. you have to learn all aspects of business because as HR, you are required to take decisions which impact every part of the business. So your brain has to be attuned to the pros and cons and impact on every aspect of the company, the organization, when you take a decision in HR department. Your one decision can impact the general happiness in a major or a minor way. Unless and until you understand the dynamics of an operation guy's work, a sales guy's work, a finance guy's work, it will be difficult for you to be an effective HR. So my first advice to everyone is, you want to get into HR, do an MBA HR from a very reputed institute in an offline mode. Now people say that, sir, kaise karenge? Because offline mode, I'm posted here, there. Do it after you leave. Or you get to a station where you can do an executive MBA during the weekends or during the evenings. All such modes are available. But I feel that peer group learning is something which is inescapable to get the complete benefit out of that particular program. And once you get through that, it is good. So priority one is MBA HR, sir. Other than that, to quote certain HR specific certifications which can be done online. So there are these different organizations called SHRM, Society of Human Resource Management, HRCI, and CHRMP. They are running different courses in certain specific context. Say someone is running a course on HR analytics, someone is running a course on how to be a HR business partner. Those kinds of courses and certifications are available, and they help in honing up your knowledge and skills as far as the corporate HR is concerned. So that is something that can be done by planning as to what I can do now, what I can do later. But in toto, all this knowledge comes in handy when you are doing the role as HR in the industry. And another part is that when you land up in a role, after some time, you automatically start understanding the knowledge voids. Then you have to identify courses and certifications that plug those voids. So look for those courses online, do it. At that time, the certificate doesn't matter, the knowledge does. So that is pretty important. That is my advice to everyone who is looking at HR as a profession.
Would an education in law or compliances improve the chances of getting an HR job?
Sir, not necessarily, unless the job is related to factory and labor kind of environments. Because industrial relations and labor law, they mostly come into play in such places. I'm not saying that compliances are not important for rest of the HR. They definitely are. They have a major role to play there, where unions and these kind of aspects come into play. So yes, to a certain extent. At the same time, I would say that if you do an LLB, probably 10% of your education will be handy in an HR role, not the other 90. So that is how important or unimportant the law information can be.
What are the key challenges faced by the armed forces veterans when they're transitioning to a career in HR, and how can these challenges be addressed?
Challenges, one, I already told you, the cultural change and the change of mindset is a major challenge. Acceptability is another. Now I'll quote a imaginary situation to you. So you probably were a squad leader at one point of time in the Air Force, and someone told you that there is a guy who is working in Tata's for the last 15 years, and we are inducting him as a squad leader in the Air Force. What would your reaction be? You are smiling. Yes, I would also smile and laugh. I'll be sarcastic about it.
Correct.
We are doing something similar, correct? So we are directly, parachuting into a, like if I had 20 years of service when I left, so I was trying to get to a, pinnacle of a particular HR organization without climbing the routine steps which everyone else has done. So there is a bit of hostility also. There is a bit of resistance, which is obvious. It has got nothing to do with being a veteran. It is just that factor which I mentioned, because you have not gone through the nuts and bolts in the past, and the person who has, he carries a bit of resistance and antagonism against you, which is natural. You have to overcome that with uh, your display of your skills and empathy, and adjust everything in a very tactful and intelligent manner. Otherwise, see, as far as challenges are concerned, I don't think there is any special challenge while addressing HR. It is at par with any other industry or domain. So I don't think if you are well educated, well equipped, and upskilled and well prepared, there will be a major challenge. You can do it, and you can do it seamlessly. You just have to be ready mentally and with the knowledge.
Yeah, I understood. Fraternity biases in any industry is bound to happen.
It is there, sir.
That is so. But are there any potential misconceptions from the employer's side for the armed forces people for like whether the key skills or key sets skill sets which he brings in, is it actually suitable? There are people who look at it from an angle key, he may say, but whether he'll be able to work or not. So those kind of misconceptions, do they exist?
I will not call it a misconception, sir. There are apprehensions, of course, because as you said, the very first question that you asked me, there is a stereotype about management of facilities, administration. And trust me, they don't understand what kind of HR you are handling while being in defense forces. They don't have any idea. So a major problem is they assume that all their systems are well known to you. Now that I won't call it a misconception. It is actually the right impression. I mean, in the sense, they don't understand, so they assume. And if you are prepared, you will be having no problem because you are aware of all those things. But if you are not prepared, then it causes a problem. Another thing is that there is a misconception amongst industry, not only for the defense officers, but anyone who is coming from a public sector or a government kind of background, is the bureaucratic approach. So they feel that he is very, he's adhering to procedure and lakir ka fakir, what you call it in sarkari parlance. So that is a misconception they have. Although I have always felt that while in army we were never like that. We were always dynamic to the situation. So that is something you have to prove wrong by showing your skills and showing your dynamism as the challenges appear. Otherwise, no, not really. Such misconceptions, resistance may be there a bit, but no misconceptions like that, which may be of detriment to you.
Thank you, Mayur. I mean, as they say in HR, they don't just hire employees, they build teams, cultivate talent, and shape the future of organization.
You gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind.